cover is Petrov's equation, and that would be purely on the basis of the PSG design data. So the formulas related to PSG design data. Now, you all know that this is a part of sliding contact bearings, right? So Petrov's law, the bearing was first done by Petrov. And while doing this, certain assumptions that he had made were that the shaft is concentric with the bearing. That is, both shaft and bearing will have same axis. Bearing is subjected to light load. Journal or shaft speed is high. Viscosity of fluid is also high. Now, actually, the above conditions are difficult to achieve, but Petrov had done these four assumptions before deriving the formula for coefficient of friction. Now, you can see in the diagram, you can see a horizontal shaft rotating in a bearing. In the diagram, you can see that L is the length of the bearing, R is the radius of the shaft, C is the clearance. Now, N dash is going to be the speed or RPM with which the shaft is rotating. Now, we all know that as per viscosity, equation of viscosity, F is directly proportional to surface area into velocity upon film thickness. That is, F is directly proportional to A into V divided by H, where you can see here, F is the force of friction. So F is the force of friction. A is the surface area. V is the velocity. And H is the film thickness. Right? So this is as per the equation of viscosity. If I want to remove this sign of proportionality, then F is equal to, since I'm removing this sign of proportionality, Z dash, and Z dash is the absolute viscosity in Newton second per mm square. If I write down Z, the viscosity will be in centipoise. But if I write down Z dash, the viscosity will be in Newton second per mm square. So since I'm removing the signs of proportionality and I'm putting this equal to sign, F equal to Z dash, A, that is the surface area, V, that is velocity upon film thickness. Moving on further. Now, in the diagram, we saw that C is radial clearance, right? And the value of film thickness H will be equal to radial clearance. So in the previous formula, just instead of H, I'm writing down C, that is radial clearance. So the formula now becomes F, that is force of friction, is Z dash, that is absolute viscosity, A, that is surface area, V, that is velocity upon radial clearance, that is C. Now, moving on further, we all know that when we saw the diagram, small r was the radius of the journal, L was the length of the bearing, and N dash was actually RPS, that is revolutions per second. Let me take you back to that diagram. I'm talking about this diagram. C is the clearance, R radius of the journal. You can see here, this is the shaft or journal. So R is the radius, right? C is the clearance, that is between the bearing. This is our bearing, right? So, and this is our shaft. So clearance between the bearing and the shaft, and N dash is the revolutions per second, RPS. So if we want to find out the velocity, we can find out the surface velocity of the journal, right? So to find the surface velocity of the journal, right, we can write down pi d, that is circumference, into n dash, that is 2 pi r into n dash. Why? Pi d into n dash. This is pi. D is nothing but 2r. So you can see here 2r into n dash. Let me take you to the diagram and show you the surface velocity of the journal. Right? So you can see here this circumference, we are going to take pi d into n dash, right? So this is how you can understand the formula of velocity or surface velocity of journal. This formula of V, we are going to put down here into this equation. Before that, let us see the value of A, that is surface area of journal. That is also going to be pi dl or 2 pi r l, because d is equal to 2r. So the formula will become 2 pi r l. Next, what we are doing, we are just putting the value of v over here, value of a over here. So that's we have done here, right? So let us do it. I'm just putting the value. So z dash, absolute viscosity will remain same. This A formula I'm putting here, 2 pi r l. This is V. The formula that is here, I'm going to put down here, 2 pi r n dash divided by C. That is our radial clearance. So let me call this as equation number A. Moving further, now what we'll do, we'll find out torque. You all know torque is product of force into radius. We all have derived the value of force in equation A, that is this much. You can see here z dash is 2 pi r l, that is our surface area, into 2 pi r n dash, that is our velocity, divided by radial clearance into r. So force into r is our frictional torque. Next, what I'm doing, I'm just doing the simplification. I'm just going to open the brackets. So you can see here that 2 into 2 is 4, 2 2s are 4, z dash, pi into pi, that will be pi square, r into r into r, that is r cube, l n dash divided by c. So I've just opened the brackets and just simplified the equation. So the equation number B becomes 4z dash pi square r cube l n dash upon c. Frictional torque is also given by this formula and by this formula, which is T is equal to mu W R, where mu is coefficient of friction, W is load, and R is radius of journal. Right? So This equation, I'm going to name it as equation number C. Next, moving ahead, P, I want to find out the pressure in the bearing, right? Now, we all know pressure is force upon area or radial load upon area. W is our radial load and area is D into L. D is nothing but 2R. So 2R into L. So you can either write down W upon 2RL or W upon DL, where R is the radius of the journal and D is the diameter of the journal. W, our radial load on bearing, the value will be, I just have to simplify it from this equation. So what will I do? If I'm using this equation, you can see here, I'm going to write down W is equal to, and 2RL will get multiplied with this P. So the formula will become 2PRL. Let me name this as equation number D, right? So just I have done the simplification of the equation. Now, just whatever value of W I found out, I'm just going to put down into this equation number C, which I have derived previously. So the equation becomes coefficient of friction mu into 2 into pressure into radius of the journal, length of the bearing into radius. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open the brackets and I'm going to do the simplification. So 2 into P, R into R will become R square into L into mu. So the formula becomes 2P R square L into mu. Now I'm going to equate equations B and E. Equation B is this, which I have derived previously, 4z dash pi square r cube L n dash upon C is equal to 2P r square L mu. Why am I equating these equations? Because both the equations are of torque. So I'm equating both the torque equations. Once I equate this, I can find out coefficient of friction mu by Petrov's equation. So I'll keep mu this side, mu, and remaining thing, it is going to go down here, right? So how this will happen? This will happen this way. 4z dash pi square r cube L n dash divided by this whole thing. This much portion will come down here multiplied by C. So you can see here 2P R square L. Now see guys, once I equate this, right, I just have to do the required calculations. I have to do just the required simplification. So you can see here 2 2s are 4. So here it is 2. This is pi square. I'm going to bring this dimensionless number near to each other. So you can see here the dimensionless number that I have brought near is z dash n dash divided by p. So that is this one, z dash n dash divided by p. Remaining, this r square will get cancelled by this. So remaining is r. And I've just forgot here to write down c over here in denominator. So that is c This L dash will also get cancelled. So you can do the simplification on your own. Once you'll do the simplification, you can find out coefficient of friction mu by Petrov's equation, which is 2 pi square z dash n dash upon p r upon c, where z dash n dash upon p is one dimensionless number. If you'll write down the units and cancel them, that will all become 1. And r by c is also a dimensionless number because r is also in mm, c is also in mm gets cancelled. So that also becomes a dimensionless number. So this is the final derivation of Petrov's equation. Moving further, now, like I said, this z dash n dash upon p. Z dash is what? Absolute viscosity in Newton second per mm square. N dash is revolutions per second and p is pressure, right? So if I write down here dimensionless number, z is Newton second per mm square into this is revolutions per second divided by Newton per mm square. You can see a Newton per mm square get cancelled and revolutions per second get cancelled. So this whole is a dimensionless number. Same way R by C. So see, it's written z dash n dash by p and r by c are dimensionless parameters in lubrication. Petrov's equation is used to determine what? It is used to determine this mu, that is coefficient of friction. It is used to determine the coefficient of friction in hydrodynamic journal bearings. Petrov's equation is important because it defines these two groups of dimensionless numbers. You can see here, defines the group of dimensionless parameters that influences the frictional properties of the bearing. Moving further, so you understood that this is how the Petrov's equation is derived. It is made up of the two dimensionless numbers that influences the properties of the bearing, frictional properties of the bearing. Moving ahead, assumptions are made in Petrov's equations. And since the assumptions of Petrov's equation do not exist in real practice, these are the assumptions, and that complete data of fully developed hydrodynamic bearing is available nowadays, right? You can use Raimondi-Boyd method, other method, right? So the Petrov's equation is nowadays rarely used. Petrov's equation is applicable, but it is only applicable when journal is concentric to the bearing. You can see here, this is the bearing, this is the journal, and if both are concentric, means both share the same axis, then the Petrov's equation is used. This is possible only when speed of rotation of journal is high and is applied load is light. But in actual practice, that is not possible, right? Because the load is always going to be high, and because of that high load, the speed of rotation of journal will be less. So Petrov's equation is rarely used. Instead of that, the Raimondi-Boyd method, Mackey's equation, those equations are used. Petrov's equation gives reasonably fair estimation of coefficient of friction. So if you calculate mu, coefficient of friction, right, by Petrov's equation, you will get a fairly reasonable estimation for values of eccentricity ratio ranging from 0 to 0.5. So this range of eccentricity ratio, epsilon, that should be between 0 to 0.5. Between this eccentricity ratio, the Petrov's of equation, the mu that we found out, that gives fairly reasonable estimation. That is what is said. Now we are going to go to the 4 or 5 main formulas that you should keep in mind when you'll do the calculation of numericals. So first formula is very easy. We have already derived it in the Petrov's equation. T is equal to mu WR. Torque is equal to mu, that is coefficient of friction. W, that is the radial load in Newton, and R, that is the radius of the journal. So first formula you should remember, T is equal to mu WR. Equation B we have derived previously while deriving the Petrov's equation. So this you have to remember, 4z dash pi square r cube L n dash upon C, where z dash is absolute viscosity in Newton second per mm square. R, this is the radius of the journal in mm. L, that is the length of the bearing in mm. N dash, that is RPS, revolutions per second of journal. And C is the radial clearance. Radial clearance is nothing but radius of the bearing minus radius of the journal. Capital R minus small. You should remember this. So two formulas, you have to remember this. Moving on to the next formula that you should remember is the bearing pressure. Pressure, you all know, that is load upon area. So pressure is load upon area. This 2R you can also write down dA, diameter, because diameter is 2 into radius. So 2 into radius, you can also write down D into L. So the either formula can be P is W upon 2RL or P is equal to W upon DL, where W is the radial load, R is the radius of the journal in mm, and length of the bearing in mm. Next formula you should remember is power lost in Petrov's bearing, right? So the formula for this power lost in Petrov's bearing will be 2 pi n dash T upon 10 raised to 6, where T is nothing but torque and n dash is revolutions per second, RPS, revolutions per second of journal. 2 pi n dash T upon 10 raised to 6. Next, I told you that you should remember the formula for radial clearance. Radial clearance, C is equal to D, that is the diameter of bearing minus diameter of journal. So if I divide it by 2, if I write down this way, D by 2 minus D by 2, then clearance will be R, that is the radius of the bearing minus D by 2 is R, radius of the journal. So you can remember this, R minus small r. Clearance is radius of the bearing, capital R, minus radius of the journal, small r. Or you can remember this way also, capital D, that is the diameter of bearing, minus small d, that is the diameter of journal, divided by 2. Since we are doing radial clearance, so you have to have it in the terms of radius. Petrov's equation, we have derived this right now. The value that we derived was 2 pi square z dash n dash upon p, this is one dimensionless number, d by c, where z dash is absolute viscosity in Newton second per mm square, and dash is the revolutions per second, p is the pressure, p is the diameter of the journal, and c is the clearance. So these formulas you'll have to remember. Moving ahead, let's now go to the two different numericals. First numerical, I'm reading out. A Petrov's sleeve bearing consists of a sleeve having bore diameter of 100.1 mm and length of 100 mm. A shaft having 100 mm diameter supports a load of 4,000 Newton. Right? So you can see here This is the bearing dimension that is given, bearing diameter, bearing length is given, shaft diameter is given. The radial load W is given. Revolutions per minute, RPM is given, 2880. So from this divided by 60 you'll do, then you'll get RPS, that is revolutions per second. Torque is given in Newton meter, frictional torque. You can see frictional torque is given in Newton meter, we can find out in Newton mm. So what things we have to find out? We have to find out absolute viscosity of lubricant, Z in centipoise or Z dash in Newton second per mm square. Bearing pressure P, we have to find out. Coefficient of friction mu, we have to find out. And power lost, capital P, power lost in bearing. This is what we have to find out. So let us quickly go to the given data. You can see here, first and the foremost thing that is given is the dimension of the bearing, bore diameter, that is 100.1 mm, shaft diameter, that is small d, that is 100 mm, that is given. Bearing length was given L, 100 mm. If journal or shaft diameter is 100 mm, then obviously radius will be 100 divided by 2, so it becomes 50 mm. Radial load is given 4000 Newton. Revolutions per minute is given 2880 RPM. So if I divide it by 60, I'll get revolutions per second and dash. So that is 48 revolutions per second. Torque is given 10 Newton meter. So if I want to convert meter into mm, I have to multiply it by 10 raised to 3. So the torque will become 10 into 10 raised to 3 Newton into mm. Now, one by one, I'll have to find out the things which they have asked. First, they have asked the absolute viscosity of lubricant, right? So I'm going to use this equation B of Petrov's equation that we have derived, which is 4z dash pi square r cube L and dash C. You can see torque is given over here, which is 10 into 10 raised to 3. We don't have Z or Z dash, so just we'll put down here the same value. Pi square we'll write down. R, you can see here, since diameter of journal is 100 mm, a radius of the journal will be 50. So I've put down here 50 cube. Length of the bearing is given 100 mm. So the same I'm going to put down here 100. Revolutions per second we have found out 48. So that is 48. Clearance we have to find out. Now clearance is what? Clearance is diameter of the bearing minus diameter of the journal divided by 2. So 100.1 minus 100 divided by 2. I'll get C as 0.05 mm. So the C value I have to put 0.05 mm. Now I just have to find out the value of one unknown thing, that is Z dash, Newton second per mm square. So this Z dash will remain here. Rest all the values will get cross multiplied. So your torque के साथ 0.05 multiply हो जाएगा. So 10 into 10 raised to 3 into 0.05. And remaining all these values will go down here in denominator. 4 pi square, 50 cube, 100, 48. So once you do the calculation of values in your calculator, the value of absolute viscosity Z dash in Newton second per mm square you will get as 21.108 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square. Remember this relation, 1 centipoise is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square. So into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square है. So this will become centipoise. So z dash का अगर z centipoise में मुझे absolute viscosity चाहिए तो the value will be 21.108 centipoise Cp. First value I have found out. Now let us find out the next unknown thing that they have asked in our numerical. So let's move. Bearing pressure they have asked us. Bearing pressure. Pressure is load upon area. Load is 4,000 Newton. Area is 2 into radius of the journal, that is 50 mm. Length of the bearing, that is 100 mm. So once you do the calculation in your calculator, the answer will be 0.4 Newton per mm square. So second unknown thing we have found out. The third, they have asked us to find out the coefficient of friction. Torque they have given us 10 Newton meter. We have converted into Newton mm, that is 10 into 10 raised to 3. Load they have given us, which is 4,000 Newton. Radius of journal or shaft, we know it is 50 mm, right? So coefficient of friction we can find out as 0.05. Last thing they have told us to find out, power lost in friction, power lost in bearing. So that is 2 pi n dash t 10 raised to 6. N dash is revolutions per second, which is 48. We have found out. Torque is given 10 Newton meter. We've converted 10 into 10 raised to 3 Newton into mm. So once we'll put down these values in the formula, this formula will get power as 3.016 kilowatt. This is the end of the first numerical. 4 things they had told us to find out. We have found out. Let's move to the next and the second numerical. You can see I'm reading out the journal of a bush bearing rotates at 1200 rpm and supports a radial load of 850 Newton. The viscosity of lubricant oil is 40 megapascal second. The effective coefficient of friction in bearing is 0.02. The L by D ratio for bearing is given 1. This is 1.0. While radial clearance between journal and bush is 100 microns. Clearance जो है C वो microns में दिया है. We'll have to convert it into mm. Calculate dimensions of journal and bush and power lost in bearing. How do we come to know that this is the numerical of Petrov's equation? Right? See, journal and shaft or bearing and bush, sorry, journal and bush, right? Whenever these words like bush or concentric, whenever you see this, assume the journal runs concentric to the bush. This is the assumptions of the Petrov's equation, that bearing and journal are concentric to each other. They share the same center point axis. Then you should understand that this is the numerical of Petrov's equation, right? So we'll solve this numerical with the help of Petrov's equation. Even in the previous numerical, here it is already given that it is a Petrov sleeve bearing. So you don't need to worry in numerical that we did previously, right? But otherwise, if this word Petrov wasn't given, they have to write down somewhere that the journal is concentric to the shaft. Something like that they should mention, from which you can understand, like here they have mentioned, you can see assuming journal runs concentric to the bush, that is bearing. Journal runs concentric to the bush or bearing. From this you can understand that it is the numerical of Petrov's equation. So dimensions of journal and bush they have asked. So ultimately they are telling us to find out small d, that is the diameter of the journal. They're telling us to find out the bush diameter, bearing diameter, that is capital D. They're telling us to find out the length of the bush or length of the bearing. So dimension stands for diameter and length. and they are telling us to find out the power lost in bearing. So let us quickly write down the given data, right? The first thing you can see here, I'll just tell you from here only, and then we can go to the next slide and see what things are given. See, RPM is given, N is given. So N dash is going to be RPS. So 1200 divided by 60 will give us RPS, that is revolutions per second. Radial load W is given, 850 Newton. Viscosity is given, megapascal second. Coefficient of friction is given, 0.02. So mu is given. Z is given. Viscosity means Z. Mu means coefficient of friction. L by D ratio. L upon D is equal to 1. Length of the bearing divided by diameter of the journal. That is given 1 to us. Radial clearance C, small c is given in microns. And we have to find out the required thing. So let us go to the next slide and first see whatever given data I have told you, that is written or not. So you can see here that the RPM is given. So if I divide it by 60, I'll get N dash, that is 20 revolutions per second. Load is given, radial load, that is 850 Newton. Megapascal per second is centipoise. So 40 megapascal second into second, not per second. Megapascal into second is nothing but 40 centipoise. And right now I had told you in the previous numerical, the one thing you should remember, 1 centipoise is 1 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square. This is the conversion of centipoise into Newton second per mm square. So since centipoise is given, into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square. So the absolute viscosity Z dash will be in Newton second per mm square, and Z, if it is in centipoise. Next, we have done the conversion of absolute viscosity, which is given. Next, what they have given us, coefficient of friction, that is mu 0.02, L by D ratio is 1. Clearance is given 100 microns. 1 micron is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 mm, or 1 mm is equal to 1000 microns. Whichever you can remember, you should remember that. But this one is easy. 1 micron is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 mm, right? So 1 micron is 10 raised to minus 3 mm, then 100 microns is 100 into 10 raised to minus 3 mm. Since it is given that journal runs concentric to the bush, so I'm equating the two torque equations which we have derived few minutes back in the Petrov's equation. One thing I need to tell you, that this one here, the D, you should remember that it is the diameter of the journal. Though it is written capital D, but it is always the ratio of length of the bearing to the journal of the, diameter of the journal or diameter of the shaft. So if L by D is 1, D is nothing but 2R, right? So 2R यहाँ पे जब चला जाएगा, तो L is equal to 2R हो जाएगा. That is length of the bearing is 2 times the radius of the journal or the shaft. Now, moving on, we are going to equate the two equations that we had done previously, equation number B and E. So 4z dash pi square r cube L n dash upon C is mu W R. Quickly, I'll tell you the meaning of all of them again. Z dash is absolute viscosity in Newton second per mm square. The radius of the journal or shaft, length of the bearing, revolutions per second of the journal, and clearance is equal to mu, that is coefficient of friction, W, that is the radial load, and R, that is our radius of the journal or shaft. Next, what am I going to do? जो आगे हमने पहले L is equal to 2R लिखा था, that L, instead of L, I'm going to write down the value of 2R. So I'll get everything in terms of R, right? Next, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do the simplification, right? So what simplification I'll do? This R cube into R, that is going to become R4. और ये जो R है, that I'm going to bring in the denominator, so R4 by R हो जाएगा. The rest, all the things will be here. This is mu W, C यहाँ पे चला गया, तो this is mu W C, and this remaining things will come in the denominator, that is 4 Z dash pi square into 2 into N dash, right? So R4 by R will become R cube, mu WC, 4 into 2 is 8, so 8 Z dash pi square N dash. Now I'm just going to put down the values of the known things. Known things is coefficient of friction is 0.02 they have given, so I'm writing down. W they have given 850 Newton. Clearance is in microns, I've converted into mm, 100 into 10 raised to minus 3 mm. Z dash, that is in 40 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square. Pi square wahi rahega. And N dash is 20 revolutions per second, so 20 I'm writing. I just have to put down values in the calculator. I'll get the value as 26913.44. So if I'll find out the cube root of this, to find out, take out this 3, so I'll get R as 29.97, which is approximately equal to 30 mm. So the radius of journal will become 30 mm. You know, diameter is 2 times the radius. So 2 into 30, that is going to become 60 mm. So I found out what? I found out the diameter of the journal. But again, L by D is given 1. So if D is, so I can write down L is equal to D. So if D is 60 mm, L will also be 60 mm. Now I have to find out the diameter of the bush or bearing. I have found out the diameter of the journal. I have found out the length of the bearing, but I also have to find out the diameter of the bearing or diameter of the bush, right? So that diameter of the bush or diameter of the bearing will be D plus 2C. How did I come to this formula? Let me take you to the diagram, the very first diagram, right? Which is this one. You can see here, if this is the bearing, this whole is the bearing, right? Then that will become D plus, this is 1C, and this is the another C, next clearance. You can see here, itna bhi clearance hai, right? So that will become D plus 2C. So diameter of the bearing or bush will be, let's show here, will be this much. That is diameter of the journal. 1C, that is clearance, and this is another C, that is clearance. So D plus 2C. The same formula I'm going to apply. So let us go again back to our numerical and find out diameter of the bearing. Small d, that is diameter of the journal, we have found out already 60. The clearance is given 100 into 10 raised to minus 3. So once you'll do this, calculation in the calculator, you'll get 60.2 mm. So I have found out diameter of the bearing or bush. I found out diameter of journal or shaft, and I have found out the length of the bearing. Next, what should I do? I have to find out one more thing, that is power lost in bearing. So to find out power lost in bearing, I first need to find out the torque. So the formula for torque is mu W R. Mu is given 0.02, W is given 850, and right now we found out the radius, that is 30. So once you do it multiplication in your calculator, you'll get 510 Newton mm. Next thing, 2 into pi into revolutions per second, we have calculated as 20. Torque we just now found out, which is 510 divided by 10 raised to 6. So the power lost will be 0.064 kilowatt. I hope you have understood very nicely the derivation of Petrov's equation. You have understood the assumptions of Petrov's equation. You have understood where and when the Petrov's equation is used. We have written down the 4 important formulas which are required to solve the Petrov's equation, and we have solved the 2 important numericals related to Petrov's equation. This is the end of the topic of Petrov's equation in hydrodynamics.